What's up, class? This demonstration video is going to show you how you can use your artist trading card single card template to get started in Photoshop. This template is 2.5 by 3.5 inches, and you can drag and drop or place embedded any of the collaborative background drawings that we did as a sketchbook prompt, or you can simply start from scratch if you don't care to incorporate one of those. But what I'm going to show you is how we can incorporate a scan to get started, and then you can create your own designs on any new layers that you create. So first off, the template is 2.5 by 3.5 inches at 300 pixels per inch, so it'll look nice and crisp when we print it out. This layer here has the instructions on it. It is locked, and you can hide it once you have gotten started, or you can simply drag and drop material on it. But if you wanted to get started on your own, you could simply hide this layer and create a new layer with this little new layer button, and you can start painting right on that, or you could even paint on the background if you were so inclined. But let me go ahead and show you how we can get a scan in here. So it says go to File, Place Embedded. You can go to File up at the top menu, down to Place. There's two kinds, and I recommend Place Embedded. They'll both get you where you need to go, but Place Embedded will make whatever you bring in here part of the file. Makes your file size a little larger, but in the early stages of learning Photoshop, this is just an easier way to go about it. If you had a very large document with a lot of linked files, it may make sense to do, place linked, like if you're doing a magazine layout or something, but we just have a single image that we're bringing in. So I'm going to go to Place Embedded, and then I have 4 different scans that I can choose from our collaborative work. I think maybe I'll take this one as my starting background, scan number 2. So I'm going to go to Place, and it comes in. All right, it's not quite the right size, so I can resize it. If I hold the Alt key, I can drag outward from the center. Now you got to be careful you don't squash and stretch. Okay, so I'm going to hit Undo, and I'm going to hold the Shift and Alt keys so that when I scale it up, it doesn't lose its height to width ratio. The other thing is, you're welcome to distort this however you like. You could hold the Shift key and rotate it in 15-degree increments. You could flip it all the way upside down. Another thing is, when you're transforming, you can right click and it will give you the option to rotate 180 or 90, or even flip horizontally and vertically. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just put that in place however I like. Press my check mark to confirm. Alright, so now I have the scan layer. I can hide the text once I understand what's going on. I'll press File Save, or maybe I'll do Save As so I can give it a name. Since this is the ATC single card template, I'm going to go ahead and change it to Hatchl ATC single card. Alright, I'm saving it on my cloud. Whoop, it doesn't like something about my file. Do I have an empty space at the beginning? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't like spaces. Hatchl ATC card single template. Ah, I have a space at the end. No worries. Alright, so now I've got it saved on the cloud, and I can add to this. You'll see we have a little icon here. This is telling me that this layer is a smart object. So if I wanted to erase from here, it's going to tell me I have to rasterize it first, which is okay. The other option would be press the layer mask button, which we used before with our selection tools. If you create a layer mask, then you can erase from the layer mask. Why isn't it erasing? Let's go. Make this nice and big. Oh, it's erasing. Our background is white and the mask is white, so I have to press D to get my default color. So I have a white foreground, black background. There we go. So now that I'm erasing, you can see it's taking away the visibility. All right. If I wanted to have a fuzzier brush to do some erasing with, it gives me a nice soft edge to work with if I wanted to blend those things in. But what's nice about using a mask rather than erasing your pixels straight up is that if you switch back to the brush tool, you can paint the visibility right back on again. So whatever shows up as black in this layer mask is hidden, whatever shows up as white is visible. And then if you had perhaps a 50% opacity on your brush, you can see it's painting in a somewhat visible layer, and as I paint more, it becomes more solid. So let me go ahead and switch to black as what I'm painting with. You can see it's painting a bit of gray, a little more, a little more. Right, that's how that's working. So you can see the black to gray through white is totally visible. I'll hide the background layer so you can see this checkerboard box. That's what shows transparency in Photoshop if you don't have a background layer. All right. You have the ability to use all of these features that you've used before, adjustment layers, but also there are solid colors and gradients. Go ahead and throw a solid color behind this that might show a little contrast. Go with like a pale pink. Okay. Then you can see the sharp edges of what we've erased. I can fuzzy that up some, make it a little bit more gradual. Okay. You can fade to pink or white or whatever your idea is. Now, I have this layer up here, so I can hit B for my brush, maybe grab my Wacom tablet, and then I can start to design whatever my inside-out design is. I can paint right on it. My opacity is still 50. Maybe I'll up it to 100. Start to add whatever design elements I want. Now you guys also have the option to use as many layers as you need or want to create your image. So I'm just going to hit Control S to save. If you get far enough along that you want to show your work in the digital sketchbook, always go to File, Export. You can do quick export as a PNG. Now, if you made a scan of your sketchbook drawings from our previous prompt, where we spent 20 minutes or so working on our inside-out sketches, you can place those in as well and start to blend them with whatever layers you need. So have fun with this, save your work as you go. Make sure you have your 2 card designs turned in by the end of next week, and if you are fast enough, we may even get a chance to start printing, although that's going to be for you guys in another week's time. So just save as you go, take your time, ask questions if you have them, keep up the good work.